Ciao everybody, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone, and this is your annual post-mortem Juventus Champions League exit video. We've grown accustomed to exiting this tournament, or this particular tournament, in mid-March for the past 4 years especially, and this year's like no other. I understand that there's a lot of people mad, sad, angry, disappointed, a lot of different emotions going throughout the Juventus community. I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach to this. I'm going to try and be level-headed. I'm going to try and make and give as much sense as possible to the situation. And as you can tell by the sound of my voice, I'm kind of over it. But my name is Julian Gennady, and welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone channel. Like I said, I'm going to try and do this level-headed. I'm going to try and I'm going to give as many possible level-headed takes as I can. And first, I will go through the game again. This is where we're talking about, obviously, the Champions League exit, second leg, round of 16 against Villarreal. We lost 3-0. Okay. Got that out of the way. Embarrassing result in its own right. Let's go through the game now. And through the big events, starting in the first half, we started off well. We had a couple of chances. Morata header, Vlahovic crossbar. A couple of decent shots from outside from Vlahovic, and no dice. And I think that is where the game was lost. And I said it to our text group with Justin and Ale. I said, we are going to rue those missed chances. Because I'm not saying that they're the easiest chances to score, but one of those has got to go in. If even one of those go in, I think we win that, not easily, but we win that comfortably, I'll say. So there's our first problem. And again, are they the easiest chances to get? No, but you paid 91.6 million euros for a player. He's had two of those chances. You have international striker Morata, who's 3 yards from the net, heading right at the goalie. I'm giving the players a little bit of too much credit here, but they should be scoring those goals. So, first half, probably our best 45 minutes collectively in some time. Probably the best under Allegri's second stint. And we'll talk about Allegri later. Fast forward to the second half. Villarreal literally has two blocks of players, like 4 and 5 or 5 and 4, wherever they wanted to do. And they sat back and they out-Catenaccio'd the Catenaccio master. Emery pulled Allegri's pants down and out-coached him in every facet of the second half. Every facet. Substitutions, style of play, the opportunity to go and attack. He was barking orders from the sideline. That game looked like Emery was playing chess and Max Allegri was playing tiddlywinks. There is a massive discrepancy in the 45 minutes from the first half and the second half. And this is not it's not like this is the first time it's happened. It's happened numerous times. This season, where we've had a decent first 25 minutes, whatever. And in the second half, we totally capitulate and we have no idea. We're out of ideas. And again, I'll get into the idea or how we play football in general. But it's just a reoccurring theme this season. And it's not good enough. Obviously, you're out of the round of 16 to an inferior opposition. Again, I don't care what anyone says. We have better players on paper. So that's inferior to me. And before we get into the actual match stats, I'm going to give you a fact of this whole season combined. In all competitions, I think we played 40 matches now, 41 matches or something like that. If you think about when Villarreal scored all their goals, so 78th, 85th, and 92nd or whatever, that is the last 15 minutes of the game. That is the last part of the game where you have to focus most. And this team continues to, again, I'm going to use the word capitulate again, falter under pressure. And it's proven, because if we look at this right now, I'm about to bring it up. if you look onto my right and your right side of the screen, look at this. 31% of the goals conceded, 76 minute and past. That is absolutely, like, everyone who is pro Allegri, everyone who is pro, you gotta win the ugly way, it's okay if you win the ugly way. And I'm a proponent of winning any way possible. I am fine with that. But everyone who sticks up for Allegri and does whatever and is fine with a 15-game unbeaten streak, look at what he's done with the club. This stat right here, 31% of the goals conceded have been 76-minute onwards. That means the players are either tired from coaching, because we've heard in the past from Patrice Evra saying, condoning the way that he coaches, it's too much on the legs, it's too much for the players. And you can make of that what you will, but it's pretty evident in this scenario that they keep conceding. And look, and again, it's all about mental stuff, so I will get to the next biggest bar as well. But it also comes down to the lack of focus, and that is what Max Allegri preaches the most. You have to be focused throughout the match. You are not preaching you are not getting your point across to what you preach to these players. It's clear. 3 goals, all preventable. Penalty shot, Rugani, why are you diving in? The touch was going so far away, why are you diving in? Second one, you lose your man on corners. Like, again, that was a big part of the first part of the season. We couldn't mark on corners. And then the third goal was a penalty shot. And again, third goal is whatever. I barely count that. Who cares? But it was because we were attacking. They went 3-on-2, and then did it like a dolphin dive to save it. So whatever. That's not the point. The point is 31% of our goals against have come in the last 15 minutes, and this hard-nosed coach, Max Allegri, continues to preach, we have to be focused for 90 minutes. Well, take your own advice. Try and get these guys focused the whole match. Maybe don't make them run marathons at practice, whatever you do to make them tired. Because, again, players have said that's your style. And change it. Change something. And then another thing, so we look at the second, this has nothing to do with the Villarreal game, but if you look at the second bar, or the second highest bar, it's right after halftime. We can see the second most amount of goals. And that's pathetic, because right after halftime, you get to talk to your team. You get to redo the juices, and you get to go again after halftime. There's no excuse to be conceding that many goals at those periods of the game. And that's all I got to say on that. So, again, to go back to what I was talking about, the game, 3-0, 3 goals conceded, 78th minute and onward. We showed you a nice graph. It's not ideal. It's again, to all the Juventini out there, it's not worth yelling and screaming about at this point. You knew what was happening. You knew what you were going to get. Unai Emery has been coaching in Europe with mid-level teams. We'll call them a mid-level team. I don't care. Villarreal's a mid-level team. They just skunked us 3-0. Yeah, we deserve it. We got beat by a mid-level team, by a coach who does not change his tactics and who will continuously play Catenaccio, and we still could not do anything about it. And even Allegri in his press conference said they had 2 low blocks and we couldn't do anything about it. You could have, because you knew that was going to happen. If I know that's going to happen, you should know that's going to happen. How do you coach out of 2 low blocks? Well, firstly, you don't play 4-4-2 and cross the ball the whole game, because what are we good at? We are good at Catenaccio. We are good at defending crosses, like live in play. Matthias de Ligt wants that to happen. He eats those up like no problem. Villarreal, the exact same way. Every cross, like we're just crossing and hoping. There's no players running in behind their defense. There's no players playing centrally. Our midfielders are not even close to our forwards. We're playing with 2 blocks in the attacking phase. It makes no sense. No overlaps. You didn't see Danilo go around Quadrado once. You didn't see numbers up on a situation. We didn't see 3v2s on the right side, 3v2s on the left side. Even trying to put numbers in the middle. We didn't see any of that. You know why? Because Max Allegri does not coach in the final third. He says he lets his players do their own thing. And guess what Ale and I talked about on Monday? Ale and I, during the live, we said, why do we only get 2 shots per game or whatever on goal, or 3 shots? It is solely because of that. It's because there's lack of imagination, lack of creativity, lack of guidance in the final third. There is nobody who's going to take the ball, and the forwards are just standing there on the 18-yard box with their back against goal, back against defenders. How about you try just making a run? Or how about like the outside winger, in this case it was DeShilio, I guess, or Rabiot. How about they make a diagonal run across the back 4? How about we try that? I've not seen them do it once. How about Cuadrado, if the ball's on the left, he comes to the right, or he comes across the back, or into the middle in the final third. Why does he stay all the way out there when Danilo can do that job? It is so static. It is so boring. It is so... there's no life. There's no life in the attack. It's crazy we score goals. And I said that on Monday. Or Tuesday. One of the lives I said, it's crazy that we score goals. With the staticness and the lack of movement up front in the final third. Not just up front, sorry. Even from the midfielders. The midfielders do not join the attack. And again, I'm not even talking about today. You can pick any game. You can pick the Villarreal game. You can pick Sampdoria. Even though we scored 3 goals, you can pick Sampdoria. You can pick the games we drew where we shouldn't have drawn. We should have probably beat the team, like Torino, like Venezia, Atalanta. We lack of mobility. Inter, Napoli. Pick any game. Milan. We had 0 shots on goal. It's a recurring theme throughout the season. You know who makes runs? You know who tries to make their runs in behind defenses? Federico Chiesa. Shame. Oh well. You know who didn't do that this year? Federico Chiesa. Not because of injury. Because there's a coach that does not influence himself into the attacking phase of the game. He thinks as long as you get the neutral and defensive phase, we're going to win games. And mind you, we've won 24 games. We've won 24 games out of 40 or 41. I can't remember the exact number. We played 8 Champions League games. We played 29 Serie A games. And we played 3 Coppa Italia games. So it's 40 games. 40 games this season. We've won 24 of them. I think that's, if my math is correct, that's 60% or something. We won 60% of our games. That's not good enough. That is not good enough. I'm sorry. And I said I wasn't going to get overhyped. I said I was, but the more you look at it, the more crazy BS. Like, what are we watching here? Is anyone ready to watch Salernitana on Sunday? Juventus and Salernitana? Is anyone ready for that? I don't really want to watch that. I'm going to, obviously, but I don't really want to. Was Dybala going to play and they're going to win 2-0 and score 2 goals against Salernitana? Great. Is that why you get 10 million euros? Is that why you think you get 10 million euros? I'm not pooping on him today because today is not his fault. It's just he's pissed me off enough through his injuries. No free ads. Don't worry about my drink. So yeah, we lose 3-0. It is what it is. I'll bring up the match stats now. Thanks to our SPORTENING app. Of course, you see at the bottom left of your screens there. I use SPORTENING all the time for stats like this, for Juventus news, for being in the Bianconeri Zone chat, for rating the players. I'm not going to rate the players tonight because Justin's going to do that. And frankly, I don't really want to because they're not good. It wasn't good enough. Not that they weren't good. It was good enough. Is there a point of me even reading off these stats? Because it doesn't matter at the end of the day. We lost big time. Yeah, we had more shots, we had more attempts and all that stuff, but mental errors again continue to haunt this team. The mental fragility of this team is disgusting, and it's been like this for 4 years. It's been like this for 4 years. It's a recurring post-mortem. It's round of 16. It's mid-March. It's gone, Juventus, against a mid-European team. And now again, I also have a really sad... I know I'm laughing, but I have a sad graphic that's going to pull up our European history, and we'll go through it. We'll go through everything that's happened because it just amplifies the mental fragility of this club even further. And I'm going to say club because I'm not going to say players, coaches, management, players, staff, like training staff, all that noise. They're all included into this. It's not acceptable. It wasn't acceptable after the second failure. Now it's the fourth. Now people should be, not even the coach, like board members, they have been recycled already, but you got to look even further into this. Like at this point, players who have been here the longest, they need to get out because they've been part of this for so long, and they're just, I'm not going to say it's a cancer, but like it's stuff that it's lingering shittiness. Like Rabiot's been here for the 3 years. Arthur Melo's been here for 2 years now. It's lingering shittiness. Sandro has to go. Like these deadwoods who've been here through all the poor showings, the poor European Champions League campaigns, they have to go. It's just going to be a kind reminder, not kind. It's going to be a horrendous reminder that these players have failed on the biggest stage, and they failed continuously. So again, go take a. Oh, I went the wrong way. Go take a look at the stat board or whatever. I don't care though. I don't care that we outplayed or statistically outplayed them, because we didn't outplay them on the eye test. Now here we go. Here's our European history. Just look at that for a second. So 2016, 2017, we made the final against Real Madrid, and that's where people are going to say that's where the curse started, but no. It's due to squad composition. It's due to incompetence. It's due to lack of funding, which you don't really have lack of funding because you're the third richest owner in all of European football. So yeah, let's just take a look. Let's go through a run through. So after the final, we got banged 4-1. Okay, you made the final still, so you should be kind of happy. Not happy that you lost, but like you should be in good European standings. You should be like, okay, we're one of the best teams in the world. Great. 2018, we tried to get the remontada against Real Madrid. Ultimately, a little chintzy penalty shot in the 93rd minute, whatever, Ronaldo scoring. It was from Benatia, the penalty. We get it, chintzy call, whatever. It is what it is, Real Madrid. You've seen Kylian, you pay the ref, whatever. Not mad about that. The next year, we get Ronaldo. We get Mr. Champions League. Mr. Champions League comes in, and we do the remontada against Atletico. Great. We're like, yeah, this is all, we're doing well. I'm really excited for this. We draw an Ajax team who's very inexperienced. We've seen they've done well. They just knocked out Real Madrid, and we lose. And at that point, after that postmortem, you go and you say, we have enough credibility and we have enough money in the bank from this Juventus team where, yes, they get some credit. We can allow this loss to Ajax. Well, not allow. We understand. Not like, you know what I'm trying to say. We'll give them a pass on this one because it's a generational Ajax team with De Ligt, De Jong, Van de Beek, Ziyech, Tadic, Neres. They're all in top form, and they were all doing great, and they made a semifinal. We get it. Okay, there's a pass. Next year is the Pandy year. Olympique Lyonnais is far inferior on paper. Everything, finances, the squad worth, just horrible. They weren't a good team. Yes, they beat Man City that year, but we should have taken care of them. They were not good. They get a penalty because of Bentancur, another phantom call-ish, but whatever. Take it with a grain of salt, and it's unacceptable. You should have beat Lyon comfortably. If they get a penalty shot, 2-0, 2-1, both get like for a 4-1 aggregate. You should have taken care of them, and not blame a penalty for us going out. Next year under Pirlo, Porto, we all know what happens there. Federico Chiesa tries to save the day. Okay. In the first leg, and in the second leg he does some wonder stuff, and then penalty shot right away. Demiral, crazy tackle, not needed. He's out the next year anyway. And yeah, it's our third successive disappointment. Not successive because we lost obviously to Real Madrid in the quarterfinal before or in 2018, but our third successive mid-level European team failure. So now I'm going to ask you if you're still watching, because it's been 21 minutes of me ranting. I'm going to ask you if you felt confident before the second leg against Villarreal, after we drew 1-1 and coming into it. If you felt positive and optimistic that we were going to come and win that game, I got to call you a fool. I'm sorry. I got to call you a fool. For one, I came on the live preview that we did. I said, why are we so sure? Why are people so sure that we're going to win, and people so calm that we're going to win? And some people were throwing out mad scores like 2-3-0. I was thinking to myself, these people are crazy. They're drinking some wild Kool-Aid. And again, you could think everyone has their own opinion of what they want or what they think is going to happen, but nothing has shown me, especially in the past 3 Champions League seasons, coming into this one, that we had the balls, we had the mental fortitude to pull this off. And when I say pull this off, just get it over the line and win. Nothing gave me that inkling. Nothing told me that we were going to do it. And then on top of that, we stink. Like, we just stink. We cannot play football. We cannot play on the European stage. We are not good enough. The stylistically, we cannot play. If you play Catenaccio in Europe, which we do, we play Catenaccio since August. We cannot play that way because we cannot counterattack. We do not have the offensive capabilities of breaking teams down properly and on the break. Even when we go into the attacking phase and we try to build like we did today, we cannot do it. It's so static. The quality is not there. There are massive problems with this team, and we know that. We should know that. How do fans not know that? How were fans going into this game expecting something different? That is the definition of insanity. Thinking something was going to change and doing the same thing over and over and over again. We cannot attack as a team. We went against one of the best European coaches. That's not a lie. That's a fact. He's won 4 European titles. I don't care if it's the Europa League. He's won 4 European titles. He's a master at knockout play. He is a master at knockout play. We went into that game thinking, or people went into that game thinking, yeah, we're going to score 3 goals. No idea. I had no idea how people came to that conclusion. I don't. It blows my mind. I'm not saying we should have. I wasn't saying, yeah, we're definitely going to lose. But I was thinking that. I was like, this is going to be the most stressful thing you'll ever watch in your life. And now, people are imploding. People are coming on social media. They're going nuts. They're making some crazy shouts, making some crazy proclamations. It all comes down to, at the end of the day, how. It's twofold. It's the squad composition and the coach we currently employ. And when those two don't match, it ultimately comes down to the board, or not the board, the management, because in the summer, it was a joke what they did, taking 2 months to sign Locatelli and bring in two young players who barely played, Kyle George and Maiskin. In January, did they make amends on the field? Yes. They swapped out a player who wasn't playing, Kulusevski. Bentancur gone. He's horrendous. And they brought in Denis Zakaria, who started right away, and Dusan Vlahovic, who doesn't get any service to him whatsoever. His chances came today because of his offensive awareness. He had a shot from outside the post, or from outside the box, that he tried to curl in, made that on his own. He found space to the back post for a header that he almost, or he couldn't get down. He just had it. It was awkward. He jumped and headed it, and then he hit the crossbar. It's down to the board. It's down to player recognition. It's down to squad composition, and the continuous coaching cycles, coaching circus that's happened. Yes, we're stuck with Allegri for a while, and am I okay with that? I am. If he stays, if we're running with Allegri, that's fine. Get him his players. That's all I ask. If he wants a certain player, go get him that player. That's the only way this is going to work. Because at this moment in time, getting players who are not suiting this, who don't suit the coaching style, who don't suit what the coach wants, it doesn't help for anybody. It doesn't. I think a player like Zakaria suits him, but again, training methods, injuries that continuously happen at this club, we have no idea. We still don't have. Zakaria's played like 2.5 games since we signed him. It's been like a month, almost 2 months. He's played like 2.5 games. Dusan Vlahovic, we don't have a creative player to get him the ball because Dybala is our creative player, and he's been out for a month because he's not injured, because he's been deemed okay to play, but he still hasn't played. That's a whole different scenario in its own right. And now what? So after our Champions League exit, once again, now what do we look forward to? 9 games of Serie A, trying to stay above Atalanta. Because don't tell me there's a Scudetto race, because there's no Scudetto race. There's no Scudetto race. Our remaining 9 games of the season are trying to stay above Atalanta and Lazio, I guess, and hoping for the best, just so we can go into the competition that we continuously fail at the same stage. It's like a recurring cycle. Yeah, I get top 4, we want to play Champions League is the best, blah blah blah, mid-March gone. It's a vicious cycle. Everyone's so amped up. Oh, we beat the European champions. We topped the group of the European champions. Oh, the year before, we topped the group with Lionel Messi in Barcelona. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Look at this. We're so good. Lost against the second place team in another group. What's the point of our obsession with the Champions League if we can't do anything in it? Yeah, this one, I was fed up after Lyon of the Champions League. Next year, whoever we get, if we were lucky enough to make it, it's like the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs, in the NHL playoffs. Regular season means F all. And then once you make the playoffs, what do? You lose in the first round. This is what it feels like. Because if you look at that screen on your right-hand side, that is embarrassing. Embarrassing. So I'll leave it at this. Tell me how you're feeling. Let me know in the comments. If you don't want this negative portrayal of our team, that's fine. Don't watch this video. But if you're over it now, just as much as we are, we need to demand change. We need to start winning consistently again, and we need a big summer. We need a big summer that lines up with what Allegri wants and the board can afford, and we need to get this thing going again, because at this point it's hard to get amped up now for Champions League games when you know what's going to happen. So, like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon to stay notified. I believe Alejandro will be doing a live tonight, which is Thursday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. Wear your green, have a beer, or a liquor, or shot, and let's enjoy the last 9 games of the Serie A season and the Coppa Italia, see what we can do in that. And yeah, we'll go from there. Follow Alejandro at AlejandroBZ on Twitter. Follow Justin Saforo at Justin Saforo on Twitter. Follow myself, you can see there on the ticker, at Gennady151. I can't promise you it gets better, but I can promise you there has to be change. So, thank you all. Ciao. We'll see you next time.